Alright everybody, welcome back to another Friday Night Magic tournament from Lost Legion Games and Comics in South Charleston, West Virginia. Got 19 players tonight, battling 4 rounds of Swiss, then cutting to top 8, and tonight's FNM paying out double as a part of Black Friday promotion, so a lot of people showing up to jam some games already into the action here as we see Logan Cutlip playing a red-green mid-range deck, start off with a turn 2 Satyr Hedonist. And his opponent is Joe Lewis, who's on blue-green Devotion. Now, I've seen Logan's deck. It is, I call it mid-range because it's not necessarily the Gruul ramp deck, though he is playing the high end of Storm Breath and Pelucranos. But he's also got some aggro creatures, including the ever-popular Ogre Battle Driver, which should be fun. He also has a turn 2 Xenagos. Is that any good?
Seems like it.
Good grief. So we just start making satyrs here?
All 3 of the typical green-red.
I don't know. I didn't see all of his deck. And then you're familiar with Joe's deck here?
He was just asking around for some of the cards.
Is this a spicy brew?
No, that's a list that's been going. It had a little bit of talk. It's basically mono green with.
Okay, see, because when you say blue-green Devotion, I thought it was a. No, this is right. Yeah, this is the deck. This actually was played at the Pro Tour. Mm-hmm. It didn't make the top 8, but like it was a deck that was floating around the top 2. It's basically a mono green deck that splashes blue for Cyclonic Rift, right?
Cyclonic Rift, I believe, yeah, and like Progenitor Mimic. But I think most of those, the list I've seen lately, were playing those in the board. Mm-hmm. So the Mimic, at least. So Logan's missing land drops here. We'll obviously find his third land as soon as they say that. But with the Xenagos activation, he can make 5 mana here, right? He can get 2 from the creatures. Yeah. And
that's what he's doing. Let's see, Pelucranos. Does Joe's deck play counter spells?
Well, that's fun. I'm not sure. Oh, there's
Ogre
the
Battle Driver. Ogre Battle Driver and Xenagos is a pretty good combo.
Yeah.
What's Joe's doing here? 5 mana, 4.
Oh, the Prophet. I forgot it.
Prophet O'Cruffix. Yeah. So you can untap your land.
He gets to untap everything.
So you make a ton of mana.
His creatures have flash.
So that guy's pretty brutal. I mostly know that card as a Commander All-Star, but I imagine it can do a fair amount of damage in Standard, especially when one of the cards in Standard is a land that taps for like 1 billion mana.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have enough permanents on board to actually net mana off the Nykthos at this point. It's just filtering
it.
It's
just 5 for 5.
Mm-hmm. What are the stats on the Prophet?
Is it a 2-5, 2-4? Let's look that up.
Well, we got the MTGO bot over here, so let's do that.
Okay.
Didn't work. So maybe the MTG bot's not working currently.
Well, let's get this pulled up here.
So I think in response to the Xenagos activation here, Joe is Cyclonic Rifting the Ogre Battle Driver. So to prevent the Satyr from doing a million things. And then alright, it's an interesting sequence of plays there. Xenagos activation bounce
2-3
to 2-3. We're bouncing the Battle Driver in response so that it can't pile in. Then Logan follows up with a Burning Tree Emissary into Mortars on the Prophet, and Joe going to flash out a Sylvan Caryatid in response just to get it out of his hand since it does have flash. Question in the chat about responding to Planeswalker activations. You can absolutely do that. Now there's a chance that he bounced, I may have missed the sequence in which he did it, but you definitely can respond to a Planeswalker activation. So is that the old draw 5 off Garrick? Is that any good?
Yeah.
I mean, the unfortunate situation here is that in order to do this, to play the Garrick, you have to tap out. So the Garrick is going to die here, but he just drew 5 cards, so that's not going to be a real concern, I would think. What do you want to do here? Overload another Mortars would be probably the best play, right? He could clear his board. You could kill.
Oh, he's. Responded effective.
Yeah, to be perfectly honest, I was looking away or discussing the Prophet at the time when that happened, so I'm not sure exactly what goes on. But Joe knows rule interaction, so it if the token already come in, it would have changed. But I don't think Logan attacked anyway.
Does it pump all your guys when a creature?
No, it's just the creature that comes in.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not sure it really mattered at that point because
right.
I don't think Logan was attacking. So we're going to play another Burning Tree Emissary with the mana activate for green. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So makes us to 9 mana?
Yep, 9 total.
10, actually. You get the caryatid.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
10.
Oh yeah, he can tap the carrot. That is how that works. So we're seeing an Arbor Colossus here as the main point of interest.
Ooh.
What is that card?
That is the Reverent Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
He comes in with a +1/+1 counter is equal to your devotion to green.
Oh yeah. That's a card that's like pretty good in blocks.
So 1/1, I think, for 3. It's now 12/12. Been hitting the gym.
It's been hitting the gym. Do you even lift, bro? So Joe's showing the power of Nykthos in this game. It's amazing that they printed and that he's going to activate Garrick to try to draw 5 more. And 2 Nalias. I guess that's like the best case scenario for Logan beyond
so
him.
You're dead next turn.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Remember this game started off...
Elysium Orders would be really good over
I don't think it... Does it kill the Colossus? It doesn't. It's a 6/6, right?
Oh, that's right. I thought that
It doesn't do anything, really.
No.
Like, what you need is a Cyclonic Rift, which is near Joe's deck.
Get rid of 4 guys, and that's about it.
And remember, this game started off with Logan with a turn 2 Xenagos on the play. And this still happened. It's amazing that they printed a card like Nykthos, because especially with Hybrid Mana still in Standard, like, it's very unfair. Like, it's not the kind of card... Like, I know you're too young to have played with Tolarian Academy, but any card that mimics Tolarian Academy should probably be avoided, because it was one of the most broken cards in history.
Like with Cabal Coffers and EDH.
So we're casting a Plukernos with Battle Driver Trigger.
Oh no, that's
Oh, that's Colonian Hydra.
Hydra.
I apologize, it's Colonian Hydra. So it immediately attacks as an 8/8, right?
Yup. Plus the Battle Driver trigger, plus
the Gore Clan Rampager for 12. I guess it's not going to be enough, is it? Can Joe kill him on the crackback here?
With Nylea and activating Shrine for 3, 5, 6, 7,
Does Nylea give everything trample?
10, 11, 12 plus... Oh, it may not.
Does Nylea give everything trample?
Gives it plus 2. Yeah, took 14 there.
Oh, because of the plus 2.
Plus 2.
Oh, I should probably change my life title season.
Yeah.
Goodness sakes. It's been a long week, Scotty.
I understand. I had to take a day today.
Just to recoup.
Yeah.
It's like
I actually found out Thursday that I had another day. I was like, what's the FLH?
Is this any good?
Because I scheduled my stuff.
Overloaded Cyclonic Rift.
You're dead on the...
Well, that's the reason that it plays it. I mean, Cyclonic Rift, if you ever played it in Cube or in Commander, like, it's just one of the most back-breaking spells you could ever cast. The only reason it hasn't been played for more than just, like, an unsummon in Standard is because the mana has been so tight to cast it. The decks that can cast it are, like, the late-game control deck, and at that point, like, they're going to cast it on turn 2 to bounce something anyway. When you have a aggro mid-range deck that's drawing 1,000 cards and has access to 1 billion mana, bounce all of your permanents seems like a pretty good. It's better than opening it because you don't have to pass it.
Yeah.
But he went XN1 and finished 17th, I believe. So it was pretty fun. But yeah, I was there working. I wasn't playing because I don't play Magic. I was there working the vendor booth for Affinity for cards, and we had a pretty tremendous time buying and selling Magic cards. So, as someone who sold cards all day out of the cases for that store, trust me, they have the lowest prices.
Yeah.
They had good buys and the lowest prices in the room. and that's not going to change anytime soon. So help those guys out and support those that support the stream. Meanwhile, let's get back to the action here. Sideboarding is over.
Jeez.
Logan with the turn 1 Mountain. Joe with a turn 1 Poor Man's Llanowar Elf. Looks like Logan is stuck here. Logan, I thought he had a Burning Tree Emissary in his hand, and why you wouldn't have played it. So I'm assuming Joe's deck is playing all of the Shrines and all of the Traveling Satyrs. Like, it's just the combo deck, right?
Yeah.
So there's Logan. He's going to scry, and he's going to... Well, that's why he was saving the mana for Mortars. I guess he's not really an aggro deck at this point. So he at least slows down Joe's mana production so that he won't be able to abuse Nykthos.
It's a Burning Tree.
He is going to cast a Burning Tree. He's going to chain into anything. He's going to activate Nykthos for 3 and play that big guy. So 1, 2, 3, 4? So 4/4?
Yep.
Not
5/5.
bad. No, it's a 1/1 plus
it's
counters.
It's a 1/1 plus the counters.
That card I remember from discussions of Theros Limited, but I have not seen it played in Standard up until this point. So there's a Xenagos. I think Joe is making fun of Xenagos by referring to him as the Goat Man. So we're going to make it 2/2, which unfortunately, Xenagos is supposed to be an aggressive Planeswalker when you're making 2/2 Satyrs to block.
So Joe did miss a land drop last turn.
But he has 1,000,000 mana.
Yep. It's just amazing.
There is Nalia.
Active, I believe.
Yep, his devotion is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And serve in with these guys, so you can't double block here. I think you just take 6, don't you? Because you have to hope to, like, oh, he's going to chump. I don't like either of these things.
Chumping. I like turning off Nalia and slowing down the production of mana with the Nykthos by getting rid of a 2 CC creature.
Wait, does that thing trample because of Nalia?
I think your creatures have trample. That's what she does.
Yeah,
and then she pumps.
I think Logan just like punted there because he blocked the creature that was attacking the Xenagos for no reason. So Logan's up against it here. He can't be long for this game. There's a Mistcutter Hydra. It's a very odd. Is that a main deck card?
Sure.
Because it seems awful against the Cyclonic Rift deck.
Right.
Because nothing that Joe has blue cards in his deck, but none of them would block.
His creatures are green.
I'm gonna cast a. Hey, buddy. I'm gonna cast a Burning Tree Emissary. Use the mana to activate Nykthos for 1, 2, 3, 4.
5. There's an elf hidden down in the lands.
Oh, you are right. And that's enough to cast a Pelucranos and float 1. Nalia is very active, so serve in with a 5/5, and Nalia also 5/5.
6.
5/6.
I knew there was a 6 somewhere.
Wait, well, no, that's not right.
Knocking it. Well, the NTGO bot's not working, and I'm retarded, so just go ahead and lay that out there for everyone. I'm trying to think of a sequence of plays that Logan can have here. He can overload a Mortars. Does he have 3 red sources? Yes.
Really?
Yeah, he has 3. That top on the mountain?
Yes.
He has a temple on the mountain. I think the top one behind the mountain is a mountain. If you overload a Mortars here, that saves your turn, because that kills everything except Nalia and the
Pelucranos.
No, it kills
Hunter.
It kills the Pelucranos.
No, it's a 5/5.
Oh, it is. Good grief.
He's got 2 5/5s, a 5/6.
You just lose. Logan's just going to lose this game. Why is he serving into the Pelucranos? I guess you do this and then overload the Mortars, and then it's very good, because it turns Nalia off. Let's see if Joe takes the bait.
Joe should just take.
Yeah, there's no reason to block.
Yeah, you kill next time.
Joe doing a lot of math here. I'm going to go ahead and put his life total down to 12.
Oh, I tapped the table a lot Wednesday.
I mean, Logan can add to his board to, like, keep things from being lethal. You know, just to chump out or whatever, but, yeah.
There it is.
Well, there's the power of Nykthos Shrine to. Is it Shrine to Nyx? Is that what it's called?
I think so.
It's like something has happened, and I no longer remember anything about Magic cards tonight.
The key player in this game. I think Joseph has one mountain in his hand. Turn 1 Cackler, turn 1 promo Cackler. It automatically comes in with a +1/+1 counter. You don't get a choice. Swing 2, and that was a one-liner from Joseph, it looks like. Keeping the Satyr in. There's a Ratchet Bomb.
Pretty good. It's really good.
2 mana, wipe the board, but he is going to take 4 here. And Joseph is going to get a chance to look for another land on top of his deck. And then if that wasn't a land, then he wouldn't have kept it. It's a weird card to keep on top. No reason for Nick to crack the bomb here. This will prevent Joseph from playing a Legion Loyalist. I guess Joseph's showing us the lightning bolt on a dude card. Nick just might be on blue-white.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yep. So Nick gonna drop down to 9. And we're just gonna say the Nick's one. Yeah, that's a Guildgate. Nick is definitely blue-white, which is actually going to be advantageous for him in this situation.
Not if he doesn't have Evan in the worm.
He should have cards such as Detention Sphere, Celestial Flare, Last Breath. Celestial Flare and Last Breath obviously being the cards that other control decks might shoot away from. But the blue-white deck definitely picks up on them as they...
Cyclonic Red. He's putting this deck together.
We're going to charm the Zealot, post-combat Acroan Crusader. That is a nice combo with Titan Strength, as it can produce 5 damage with 2 cards. Nick not missing a land drop. Joseph's untapped and considering something here. Joseph was, I think he was just explaining something about the previous turns as Azorius Charm.
Another Azorius Charm. Not gonna use it.
I'm not going to use it.
2.
I don't think you can use it. Like whenever you've seen a Titan Strength, you just have to wait and see if they have an activated or spell to cast. So Nick gonna take 3, and then
for 2, and then take a shock.
Yeah, so he stays at 6, but he's got a grip full of cards, and he's found a Supreme Verdict. And I don't think Joseph has any more creatures, so Nick might have turned the corner in this game. Yeah, I think Joseph's hand is 2 shots after this Cackler.
It hurts.
Well, Nick can't take a hit here. That's the thing. Nick is dead on board as it stands.
I know where that Azorius Charm's going.
Legion Loyalist. Trying to get the damage in. Nick choosing to put the larger creature that also doesn't have haste on top of the library. What do you think about that play?
Seems good.
This is going to drop Nick down to 5, and we know, I'm pretty sure that Joseph has 2 shocks in his hand. First Strike, Trample, and for some reason can't be blocked by Lingering Souls, because after they printed that card, Wizards hated it. So he's dead here.
Hopefully he doesn't have a Revelation that he's going to use.
Hopefully he doesn't, because then he's probably going to tap out for it.
Yeah, and he's dead. That's the truth.
This could be
Looks
it.
like
Nick
it.
is at
Nope,
4.
yeah, tapped.
Joseph not going for the old upkeep double shock yet. Of course, it could very well be that Joseph doesn't have 2 shocks in his hand.
Oh, yeah. Jace. Perfect. I see 1 shock for sure.
2-1 and he drew a mountain. Does he only have 2 cards in his hand? It's a Fire Drinker Satyr, so his hand is Mountain Shock. Nick has
a lot of land.
Not missed a land drop yet. And he's only cast a Ref or 2 and a Divination. So, the hand's got to be pretty anemic at this point.
This is Spain.
Looks like Loyalist is still in the stack. You can't do anything here.
Fire Drinker pumps for 2, right?
Yes. 2 mana gives it +1/+0,
yeah.
and then it
dissolve the.
Well, he's dead on board if he doesn't, because he can pump for 2, and Loyalist swings for 1, so that'd be 4 damage altogether. 2 cards left in his hand, and Joseph has to think that at least one of those is a land, since Nick has not missed a land drop yet. There's a Jace. Now, it's obvious. I mean, it has to come down to -2 here.
Yeah, I would be digging.
Which, the more interesting play is obviously whether Joseph wants to shock the Jace, which I don't think is right. Does Joseph have a Storm Breath in his hand?
Is Zig playing that?
No, it can't be. He would have played his land last turn if he did.
He's got Mountain Shock still.
Yeah, still Mountain Shock. Those ugly Zendikar Mountains.
Those things are hideous. The red puff balls.
Yes. The red puff balls and the stuff on the mountain.
Kill Jace.
Yeah, you have to here.
That's nothing you want to see when you're at 4 life. This is good for Joseph, though. I mean, he obviously probably doesn't have a counter.
Now, this was a game 3. I mean, it's possible that Nick boarded out 1, maybe two Revelations. He might be down to just 1 or 2 in his deck. But there's a Fiendslayer Paladin. That couldn't be better. If you ask me what would be one of the best cards Nick could have in this situation, Fiendslayer Paladin would probably be on that one. As Joseph can't shock it. This is going to slowly pull Nick out of this precarious situation of being at 4 life.
Yeah, Joseph doesn't have an answer to that.
Anger of the Gods, Boris Reckoner, plus Shockmight and Boris Reckoner. He has the mana to do that, and it's not beyond this deck to be playing a Reckoner.
No Anger of the Gods in there.
Probably not going to have Anger of the Gods. He has assembled. He's drawn a Lightning Strike, but
I think that was the turning point in the game. But he has
a
a Lightning Strike, so he has 5 points of burn in his hand.
Yeah, and Nick is at 6.
So he could draw a Lightning Strike here, and then that's pretty much his only chance of winning.
Nick going to 8, Joseph down to 16. Nick's life total is definitely the more relevant one. Lavinia in Nick's lead. You gotta just fire that off here. Like, it doesn't catch anything with the detain ability, but that's a 4/4 pro red creature.
That's awesome. Lightning Strike. It's like a mountain.
Wow, the Lavinia attack. Lavinia's still a pretty good card. But definitely at its best against the mono red deck.
What is that card?
That's obviously going to speed the clock up very much. And Nick look, you definitely just pile in here. You are at a high enough life total that the little 1/1 and 2/2 haste creatures from Joseph are no longer. Yeah, this game was over whenever Nick went from 4 to 6.
I think he drew lightning strike. Turn too late.
That's
frustrating.
That's story of the day here. You know what it was? He didn't push that mountain that he screwed.